I never thought my lunch break would turn into the most chaotic hour of my life. It was supposed to be simple. Grab a sandwich, answer a few emails from the park bench, and maybe catch some sun before heading back to the office. That day, downtown was unusually packed. Street vendors lined the sidewalks, a new mural was being painted across from the coffee shop, and tourists filled the square like it was peak vacation season. I had just picked up my lunch from Benny's Deli, a turkey club and an iced tea, when I noticed her. Mid-50s, aggressive shoulder pads, designer sunglasses, and the unmistakable air of someone who'd never been told no in her life. She was berating the cashier at the food cart beside me because they didn't carry alkaline water. Her voice carried like a foghorn. "I'm paying taxes to keep this city running and you can't even offer proper hydration?" she snapped, flipping her platinum hair as if she were above the air we were all breathing. The vendor, a teenager who couldn't have been older than 17, stammered something about their menu being standardized. I shook my head, chuckled to myself, and walked to the bench under the tree near the fountain. My phone buzzed with an email from my boss, and I was midway through typing a response when I heard footsteps, fast ones, rushing up behind me. That's when I felt the yank. My bag, the one I kept beside me on the bench, was suddenly gone. I turned in disbelief. There she was, Karen, the very same woman from the food cart, sprinting away from me, my black laptop bag slung over her shoulder like she owned it. "Hey!" I shouted, bolting to my feet. "That's mine!" A few heads turned. Some people froze, phones in hand, not sure if it was a prank, a scene, or something more serious. I chased after her, weaving between startled pedestrians. The bag bounced against her side as she ran, nearly toppling her over. Despite her heels and handbag, she was surprisingly fast. She screamed behind her, "This bag has illegal materials! I'm making a citizen's arrest!" "What?" I pushed harder, my sneakers slapping the pavement. "You're insane!" She darted through the crowd and up the steps of City Plaza. I followed her around the fountain, past the row of food trucks trying to close the distance. That's when fate and irony stepped in. At the edge of the plaza stood an officer. Not just any officer, Officer Greer, the same guy who gave me a warning for jaywalking 2 weeks ago and told me to slow down next time. Karen barreled toward him. She didn't slow. "Officer!" she wailed, waving my bag. "This man! He tried to mug me!" Greer looked up just as I reached them, out of breath and livid. "She stole my bag!" I gasped. Greer blinked once, twice. Then he calmly reached out, grabbed the strap of the bag from Karen's hand, and yanked it away. "Let's start over," he said. "Ma'am, why are you holding this man's property?" Karen's jaw clenched. Her eyes, hidden behind thick designer lenses, narrowed like a poker player who just lost a big hand. "He dropped it. I was returning it." "I didn't drop anything," I shot back. "She was halfway across the plaza," someone shouted nearby. A crowd had begun to form. Phones were out, cameras recording. The modern-day courtroom was already in session. Officer Greer turned to me. "Can you identify the contents of your bag?" "Yes. Black Lenovo laptop, blue notebook with a coffee stain, and my work badge from Novatech." Greer opened the zipper. He didn't have to dig far before pulling out exactly what I described. He glanced at my ID photo, then at me. "Matches." Karen's voice rose a pitch. "This is a misunderstanding. I thought he looked suspicious. He was watching children." "What?" I sputtered. "I was checking my email." "Ma'am," Greer said, now in full authority mode, "I'm going to ask you to stop making accusations unless you have evidence. Do you have any?" She straightened, chin lifting. "I am the evidence. I have instincts." Greer turned back to me. "Do you want to press charges?" I hesitated. The crowd leaned in like an audience awaiting a verdict. Before I could answer, Karen shoved past me, hard, and made a run for it again. Only this time, she didn't get far. Because another officer, Officer Tasha, was coming around the fountain, and Karen ran straight into her. The collision was spectacular. Karen bounced off Officer Tasha's vest like a cartoon ricocheting off a brick wall. She stumbled backward, arms flailing, and landed hard on the stone tiles. Gasps erupted from the onlookers. Tasha didn't even flinch. She looked down, brow raised. "Ma'am, are you running from something?" Karen pointed dramatically. "They're harassing me! That man! He attacked me!" Tasha didn't even look at me. She looked at Greer. "She's lying," he said calmly. Karen shrieked. "This is discrimination. I'm going to report every one of you to the commissioner. You can't treat me like this. I'm a taxpayer." Tasha offered no expression. "And you're also under investigation for theft and public endangerment." Karen's jaw dropped. "I didn't steal anything. I rescued his bag." "Ma'am," Greer said again, walking up with the bag in hand. "It's on video. Several angles. Multiple witnesses. You're being detained." As Tasha began placing her in cuffs, Karen's entire demeanor changed. She stopped yelling and started smiling. "I hope you're ready," she said softly, looking at me, "because this isn't over." Section 5. I stood there stunned. "Did she just smile while being arrested?" I asked. Greer sighed. "Some people think being wrong just means they haven't screamed loud enough yet." Karen was led to the squad car, still mumbling something about lawyers and lawsuits. The crowd began to disperse, the spectacle over, leaving behind a buzzing trail of murmurs and raised eyebrows. Tasha came over, professional as ever. "We'll log this. If you want to file a formal report, you can come down to the station later today." "I will," I said, "absolutely." As I took my bag and thanked both officers, I felt the adrenaline start to drain. But as I turned to leave, my phone buzzed. Unknown number, one message. It was a picture, taken just minutes ago, of me, standing at the bench where I had eaten lunch, from behind. Captioned, "Next time I won't miss." The message chilled me more than the encounter itself. I stopped walking. My fingers tightened around the phone. The timestamp matched. It had been taken from maybe 10 feet away, right before Karen made her move. Someone else had been there, watching me. Or was it her? I spun in a slow circle. The plaza was still crowded, but the intensity had fizzled. Vendors were serving again, music played faintly from someone's portable speaker, and people walked by as if nothing had happened. But now I felt eyes everywhere. I pulled up the photo again, zoomed in. The angle was low. Someone had taken it from behind a flower planter just across the path. That spot would have been easy to overlook, hidden in plain sight. A detail caught my eye. In the edge of the frame was the corner of a pink sleeve, the same shade of pastel pink Karen had been wearing. I snapped out of my daze when Officer Greer approached again. "Everything good?" he asked, noting the look on my face. I debated for a second before holding out my phone. "This came in 30 seconds ago, from an unknown number." He studied the photo, his expression darkening. "Where were you standing when this was taken?" "Right there." I pointed to the bench. He nodded. "Okay. Let's check the surveillance cam feeds near the flower beds, and you might want to avoid this part of downtown for a while." "Why?" I asked, but I already knew the answer. "Because this doesn't feel like someone embarrassed," Greer said. "It feels like someone starting a game." And I had just become her favorite opponent. Greer radioed for nearby surveillance access while I scanned the crowd again, uneasy. I couldn't shake the feeling that someone, maybe even Karen herself, was still watching. I started toward the exit of the plaza when my phone buzzed again. Another photo. This time it wasn't me. It was my apartment door, taken from inches away. Zooming in, I saw a smudged lipstick kiss on the peephole, and underneath, crudely scrawled in marker, "Guess who's coming to visit?"